For over 20 years, the Gundam Seed timeline has been dominated by the heavy hitters, Kira, Athrun. But while those two were busy rewriting the laws of physics in the main show, a completely different war was being fought in the wreckage of Heliopolis. We're talking about the Astray side story, a narrative that is, in my opinion, way more grounded and interesting than the original Seed. The core of the story revolves around 3 prototype frames that were supposed to be identical, but because of who found them, they evolved into 3 of the most unique machines in the franchise. What's up, guys? This is Royal Red, and in today's video, we're doing a deep dive into the overall story of the Red, Blue, and Gold Astray. We're going to look at how these 3 pilots took the same base tech and pushed it into the absolute limit. Before we start, make sure to subscribe. YouTube is telling me a huge chunk of you actually aren't subbed, and I'm brand new, so I could use the subs. The story starts with a total disaster. Heliopolis, a neutral colony, is being torn apart. While the Earth Alliance is running away with their G Project suits, they leave behind 3 orphaned prototypes. These are the Astrays. Unlike the Strike and the Aegis, these suits don't have phase shift armor. They're lighter, faster, and built on a frame that's basically a blank canvas. First, we have the red frame. This thing is found by Lowe Guele, a member of a junk guild. Now, Lowe isn't a soldier. He's an engineer who sees beauty in scrap. The red frame starts as a standard suit, but because Lowe is a natural pilot, he has to literally build a custom operating system just to make it move. This is a huge deal in the lore because it proves that you don't need to be a coordinator to be a top-tier pilot if your machine is tuned correctly. Lowe's whole philosophy is preservation. He doesn't want to destroy, he wants to build. This leads to the most iconic weapon in the series, the Gundam Astray. Lowe finds a massive physical katana and decides that instead of using a beam rifle that drains his battery, he'll just use raw technique. The red frame becomes a soul suit. It moves with a fluid human grace that mocks the rigid movements of military units. But while Lowe is playing blacksmith, the blue frame is found by the exact opposite type of person, Gai Murakumo. Gai is a mercenary, a total professional, who views emotion as weakness. To him, the blue frame isn't a partner or a masterpiece, it's a weapon system. This is where the story gets tactical. Gai knows the blue frame is outclassed in raw power by the Zaf suits, so he uses its standard frame to become the ultimate specialist. Every time we see the blue frame, it's in a different configuration. Need to take out a fleet? He's got the full weapon form with missile pods and bazookas. Need to win a duel? He rebuilds the suit into the second L with a massive tactical arms backpack. The blue frame represents the logic of the battlefield. It's the ultimate counterpick suit. If the red frame is about the heart of the machine, the blue frame is about the efficiency of the kill. Then we have the shadow in the room, the gold frame. This suit wasn't found, it was actually stolen by Rondo Gina Sahaku, a nobleman who thinks he's literally destined to rule the world. The gold frame is the antagonist of this trio and represents everything wrong with the Cosmic Era's elite. While Lowe and Gai are struggling to survive, Gina uses the gold frame to manipulate both sides of the war from the shadows. The gold frame is the only one that was fully completed by the original developers, and it's packed with stolen technology. We're talking about the Mirage Collide stealth system that makes it invisible, the Amatsu upgrade that uses vampire harpoons to drain energy from other suits. This gold frame isn't about skill, it's about dominance. Gina believes that this suit is perfect. He is untouchable. This creates the central conflict of the early story, the common man and the professional soldier having to take down the king who thinks he's a god, sort of like Gilgamesh. The climax of the first major arc is the inevitable clash between these three. You have the red frame's human movement and physical blade versus the gold frame's stealth and stolen power. It's a classic shonen setup, really. The underdog versus the elitist. Lowe eventually wins not because his suit is better, but because he understands his machine better. He didn't just pilot the red frame, he built it. He knows its limits, where Gina just assumes the gold frame has none. After the gold frame is defeated, the story shifts into the Destiny Astray era, and this is where the power scaling goes off the rails. We start seeing things like the red frame Kai and the blue frame second revise. The narrative stops being about the three orphan suits and starts being about the legacy of these pilots. Lowe becomes a legend who can literally deflect beam cannon shots with his katana. Gai becomes the man that even Zaft Elite are afraid to face. But why does this story matter more than the main show? Because in Seed, the pilots are often victims of fate. In Astray, the pilots are masters of their own destiny. Lowe and Gai choose their paths. They took a rejected piece of technology and made it the most feared thing in the solar system. The red frame is the spirit of innovation. The blue frame is the peak of discipline. And the gold frame is the cautionary tale of ego. At the end of the day, the Astray saga is a love letter to mecha engineering. It's about the relationship between pilot and their machine, whether it's Lowe talking to his AI 8 or Gai cold starting a damaged engine in a vacuum. The story reminds us that even in a world of super soldiers and world-ending lasers, the guy with a wrench and a plan is the most dangerous person in the room. So who wins in a three-way brawl? If it's a sprint, well, Gai in the blue frame win every time because he's already planned for your specific move. If it's a marathon, Lowe in the red frame take it because Lowe will literally reinvent the laws of physics just to keep his suit in the fight. And as for the gold frame, it's the lesson that no matter how much gold you plate your armor with, it won't save you from someone with more heart and a sharper blade. That's the story of the Astrays. 3 machines, 3 destinies, and one massive legacy that still defines the cosmic era today. I mean, what do you guys think? Is the red frame's katana cooler than the blue frame's tactical versatility? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.